The story is told about a little boy who brought a composition home, and later he brought it to the teacher. The teacher looked at the composition and said, "I don't understand how one person can make so many mistakes." And the little boy looked at him, at the teacher, and said, "Well, it's easy. One person didn't. My father helped me." Unfortunately, in life, each of us are going to run into obstacles. We're going to run into problems. Freedom is not a panacea. Freedom gives us the opportunity to choose, to do the right thing. But it does not guarantee that we're going to do the right thing. Many times people look at different solutions of life and say, if I only had this, I could be perfect. If I only had that, I could be the best possible person. This is never true, because we are living in a world which is unredeemed, which means there are always going to be problems. If you solve one problem, in the solution itself will be another problem. How are we live in this life? In this life, we are to live by doing deeds of loving kindness. In Judaism, we don't talk too much about love per se. We talk about loving kindness. We don't stress love in the sense that you love someone or you love something. We say you have to prove your love. How do you prove your love? By doing deeds of loving kindness. You have to assume responsibility. That's the essence of life. If you don't assume responsibility, then you are in for trouble. Freedom gives you the opportunity to assume responsibility, to be somebody. You cannot be a self-contained individual. That will never work. We say that life is like driving on a mountain road. Some people say that you need a co-pilot. We say that might be nice, but that's not essential. Other people say that you have to fix the roads and make it a superhighway. We say, well, that's nice to have a smooth road, but the most important thing is to learn how to drive. That's the most important thing. If you study and you learn how to act in life and how to be kind and compassionate and loving, that's what God wants from you. And if you do that, then you will be able to overcome the many problems of life. God is mighty. May he soon rebuild his temple. Speedily, speedily, in our days soon. O God, rebuild, O God, rebuild. Rebuild your temple soon. The story is told about a little girl who was asked what she liked to be in life. And she said, when I grow up, I'd like to be possible. The teacher looked at her and says, what do you mean you like to be possible? Well, my mother says now I'm impossible, and I would really like to be possible. In life today, we have many problems, and many of us want to be happy, and we want to know how we can be happy. The holiday of Passover tells us how we can be happy. It tells us that we can be happy if we learn how to put our hopes and our dreams into action. And this we can only do if we realize that our power is limited, if we realize that we cannot put our will on others. Power is many times used by many, many people to harm others, to conquer their own fears, to pretend that they're not vulnerable. But each of us is vulnerable, and each of us needs each other. Therefore, at the Seder table, there's grandparents, parents, and children, and even great-grandchildren. All the family needs each other. Everybody needs each other, and everybody has a part to play in the Seder. We all need each other, and unless we realize that we need each other, we're in for a lot of problems. What we need to do is to learn how to elicit joy from each other, how to be kind to each other, how to have rachmanis. The Egyptian experience was supposed to have taught the Jewish people how to always be merciful, how not to have a killer instinct, how to back off a little bit and let everybody breathe and be free. Bring us with joyous song to Zion, thy city, and with joy everlasting to the home of thy sanctuary, Jerusalem. Only there in thy presence shall we bring the sacrifices enjoined on us. Only there shall we prepare and bring before thee in loving offering the additional sacrifices of this day. Life is a great opportunity. We don't conceive life as an obstacle course. The purpose of this life is not just to determine whether our soul is going to remain pure and whether or not we are going to get a reward in the afterlife. Yes, Judaism believes in the afterlife and believes that the righteous will be taken care of and that the evil will be punished. But the principal purpose of this life is to be God's partner in creation, is to help him perfect this world. He has given us a world which is only 99% perfect. And it's up to each of us to do our job and to help him perfect the rest of the world. Once it happened that a Hasidic Rebbe was taken to see a train. This was the first time in his life he had seen a train. He looked at the train, and the other Hasidim looked at him, and they said, "Rabbi, tell us, what do you think of the train?" He said, "I think of the train this way. I see that there are 25 coal cars, and there is one hot car that's pulling all the rest. That what do we need in this life? We need enthusiasm. We need joy. We need happiness. And how can we achieve this joy and happiness and this enthusiasm to help pull all the cold cars, to help remake this world and make it a better place? We need to know that we are adequate, that we can do the job at hand. We have to know also that we are accepted for ourselves. And thirdly, we have to know that we can bring joy to others. If we know these things, then we can truly make the most of this great opportunity, this life. Give thanks to the Lord, for he is good, for his mercy endures forever. Give thanks. Let Israel say that his mercy endures forever. Give thanks.